My son-in-law and his parents couldn't stand me. On my way to their house, I stopped to help a 60-year-old woman with her broken-down car. They looked at me like I was garbage, completely unworthy of their opulent world, and then they publicly humiliated me at their lavish party. But what they didn't know was that the very act of kindness that made me late would unleash a wave of cosmic justice so satisfying. It still gives me chills. You know, Saturday mornings used to have their own rhythm. Coffee cooling in my chipped blue mug, the newspaper crinkling in my hands, silence stretching through my small kitchen like an old friend. 3 years since Martha passed, and I still set the paper down where she used to sit. The apartment held that particular stillness that comes when you've lived alone long enough to stop expecting company. Then the phone rang, and let me tell you, it cut through the quiet like a blade. My hand actually jerked, sending coffee droplets across the obituaries. Who calls at 1:30 on a Saturday? Rachel, my daughter, usually texts first, and my few remaining friends knew better than to interrupt my weekend solitude. Hello, Donald. That voice. It carried that familiar chill. Richard, my son-in-law. His practiced politeness never quite masked his discomfort with me. It's Richard. I straightened in my wooden chair, the legs creaking against the linoleum. Richard never called. Ever. Our communication always flowed through Rachel, like water finding the path of least resistance. Richard, everything all right? A pause stretched across the line, filled with the sound of his careful breathing. Rachel insists I call you about something. The words carried weight, each one measured and reluctant. My mother's birthday dinner tonight. My stomach tightened. Serenity Thompson's birthday. I'd forgotten. Rachel had mentioned it weeks ago, but the way Richard said insists made it clear whose idea this invitation wasn't. I see. She thinks you should come. Another pause, longer this time. The family's gathering at 7. Worthington Hills Country Club. Worthington Hills. Of course. Where the valet parking costs more than my weekly grocery budget. And the wine list reads like a foreign language, designed to separate the worthy from the wanting. I glanced around my kitchen, the mismatched plates drying in the rack, the refrigerator humming its mechanical song, that single coffee cup that had become my entire morning routine. That's thoughtful of Rachel. Yes. Well, Richard's tone suggested thoughtfulness had nothing to do with it. Dress is business casual. The club has standards. The way he said standards landed like a small punch. Not cruel enough to challenge directly, but pointed enough to remind me exactly where I stood in their world. I ran my thumb along the rim of my coffee mug, feeling its rough edges where the ceramic had chipped. I'll be there. Fine. 7 o'clock sharp. They don't hold reservations. The line went dead before I could respond. I held the phone against my ear for another moment, listening to the dial tone's steady hum. Outside, a neighbor's lawnmower started up, its engine coughing to life with a kind of mechanical complaint I understood. Business casual at Worthington Hills. I looked down at my faded Ohio State t-shirt and work pants. The clothes hanging in my closet hadn't seen a country club in years, maybe ever. But Rachel would be there, and despite Richard's cold delivery, she'd asked for me. That meant something. The coffee had gone cold. The newspaper. Forgotten. I pushed back from the table, my knees protesting the sudden movement. 7 o'clock gave me time, but not much. First, something decent to wear. Then, a gift worthy of Serenity Thompson's expectations. My wallet sat on the counter beside yesterday's mail. I flipped it open, counting the worn bills inside. Enough for a modest present, though nothing that would impress the Thompson family. Still, it wasn't about impressing them. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.